My guest at this time, you may have seen in WCW, WWE, AEW. You might have seen some of his work influenced over on Glow or Young Rock. It's our good friend Chavo Guerrero. Chavo, welcome back to the Wrestling Inc. Daily.
Thanks, Nick, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, so you are so busy doing so many things. I got a lot of stuff I want to ask you about, but I'll start with the thing that all the sheets picked up on here this past week, which was, that some fan pointed out you were no longer on the AEW roster page, and it sounds like it was news to you based off of the tweet you put out. What happened here?
100% news to me, man. So originally, when I started AEW, talking to Tony Khan, he was like, "All right." So we started working for about maybe it was about 2 months. Then I got the opportunity. I knew I was going back to Young Rock. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. So when I talked to Tony about it, I told him, "Hey, they just called me. I'm going back to Young Rock. What are your thoughts on that?" And he's like, "Oh, I think it's a great opportunity, man." He goes, "I mean, we're on a roll with you and Andrade. So, but it's a great opportunity, and I think you should go and do that, and then you'll have a job when you come back." I said, "Great, awesome." Originally, I was supposed to go for 3 months. And when I was there at Christmas time, Young Rock, or The Rock, basically said, "Hey, his people were like, there's a lot of wrestling on the back end. We really need you to stay. We're asking if you can stay." So I kicked that around with my wife back and forth, and we decided, yeah, it's probably a great opportunity. So I decided to stay, and then coming back in early February, started giving Tony some texts, no answer, no reply. Called him, left him voice message, no reply whatsoever. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden I see that I'm not even a part of the page anymore of the AEW roster. So it's kind of pisses me off, to be honest. I mean, hey, I'm a big boy, and if there's not plans for me, totally fine. I get it. But answer your phone. I deal with billionaires all the time, and she's not the first one. So it kind of pisses me off a little bit. After working with Vince McMahon, you can deal with anybody, So I'm like, answer your phone. Okay. This is not cool. So that's where we're at.
So wait, are you under contract with AEW right now or no?
No, I signed I believe like a 3-month deal, like it was their, your introductory deal. And then we were going to revisit that when, that came up. Of course, I went to Australia and started filming Young Rock, and that's where we're at.
So it sounds like before all of this, like, was Tony cool to work with? Like, what was your
100%, 100%. Everything was great. No problem whatsoever. I even got it from Tony, like, "Hey, go film that. Don't worry, you have a job when you come back." I even had some texts when I was in Australia, back and forth, he and I talking about some plans, about doing some stuff.
Really?
And then ghost. Yeah, it's like, okay, I get it. You got a lot on your on your plate. Great. But he was the only one I was dealing with. It wasn't like I was dealing with, a talent relations guy or whatever. In WWE, I would have been dealing with, I guess it's John Laurinaitis right now, and not directly with Vince. But I was dealing directly with Tony. I mean, I don't even have anybody else's number there. It's just Tony's. So if he's going to, ghost me, it upsets me a little bit.
So, I mean, is this kind of a sign that you feel your time with AEW is done? I mean, are you looking to maybe go back if you want to continue your legacy with WWE? Like, what's your vibe right now, I guess, on the situation?
Great question, man. I keep it open. I've been the one to close some, close some doors before with Guerrero attitude, the Guerrero rebelism, if you want to call it, that we all inherited from my dad, Chavo Sr. But I've kind of learned from that and have I'm just keeping everything open, and it's totally fine. And I'm open to work with AEW, open to work with WWE, whatever. It's great. It's I'm still, the Hollywood, the wrestling guy in Hollywood. So I've got other projects coming on there. And it's only beneficial to whatever company I end up at, because the projects that I'm working on are usually all wrestling projects. So I have the ability to get when they start casting, get whatever organization I'm working for, get their guys looked at. It's a no brainer. So in fact, I mean, I don't want to say who it is because I don't think I can even talk about it yet. But for Young Rock season 2, I was helped cast a guy from AEW on it. I won't say a name yet, but and he played a great part. He was awesome. But that was a great working relationship because I was like, oh, AEW, perfect. It works great.
So wait, was there ever any talk of you formally working with AEW like backstage as well? I mean, like again, with your connections in your mind, I could see you helping them produce in a lot of different ways.
Yes, there was some talk over. I mean, in fact, Cody, when Cody was there, he was, of course, like, "Hey, man, are you going to be helping out with matches and stuff?" I said, "Absolutely, man. Whatever you guys need." He's like, "Oh, great, man. We'd love to hear your wisdom back here," and that's straight from Cody's mouth. Now I know Cody's not there anymore, which is crazy to me, but
Yeah.
right, but yeah. So there was absolutely talk with it, and I was already, I have a lot of wrestlers that are there that are individually coming up to me and saying, "Hey, man, would you mind watching my match? Would you mind critiquing?" Yeah, sure, no problem. Because the thing that I see at AEW is that the in WWE, the producers, the agents, producers really got involved in their matches. In AEW, they kind of let you do your own thing. So it's almost like we need a happy medium. In WWE, they micromanage you there at times, and then in AEW they didn't do enough. I felt like they really need to help a lot of the young guys really just put their matches, just put things in the right spots. And these guys are such talented wrestlers and such talented athletes, but sometimes it's spot fest. You've seen it. It's doing spots and spots just to do a spot when just because you can do a backflip doesn't mean that you should do a backflip.
Sure.
So, we've seen it, and I think that people, they need help in that. Same as I needed help when I first started. When I first started, in my first 5 years in, I always had guys like Fit Finley and of course Eddie and Benoit and Malenko, and I mean Kurt Hennig, Steve Regal, I can name Arn Anderson. They're always coming up to me and say, "Hey, man, try this, slow down, try taking this out, try adding this." And it's just infinite wisdom that I had growing up. I mean, some of the best ever to work were my mentors.
Yeah.
So, and I would say nothing to the young guys at all. They'll see it in 5 years and they go, "Oh man, what were we doing?"
Well, and